I've had a rough couple of days. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex and today I'm going to be sharing with you the second part of my IVF journey. If you're new here, I was diagnosed with DOR/POI about 3.5 years ago, and this is my IVF journey from last year that I have not shared yet. So if you have not seen the first part of my IVF journey, go ahead and go watch that video first. Basically, in this video, I am doing a natural, unmedicated IVF cycle after having done adipose PRP a few months earlier. And in this video, I'm planning to do a fresh transfer. I just want to give a little disclaimer before we get started. If you are in a super emotional and delicate place around IVF, you might not want to watch this video. Just providing a little trigger warning for you. This is a little bit of an emotionally intense journey, and I have a lot of other really uplifting content on my channel, or you can go to my channel and watch any of my content there. This is just very emotionally raw and very real, and I just wanted to let you guys know that before we begin. So there's your trigger warning. So in the last video where we left off, I had just received a notification that my egg had fertilized normally. The next clip is from a couple of days later while I am staying in my hotel room and waiting for my fresh day 5 transfer and to get more updates about how my embryo is doing. Hey everyone, it's Friday evening. It's like 4:15, something like that. I've had a rough couple of days. Yesterday I pretty much stayed in my hotel all day because I was expecting like an update about our little zygote slash embryo slash whatever it is, and I didn't get one. So they called me though yesterday evening and I almost had a heart attack. It was just to like go over the procedure for the transfer, and there was no update then. So I figured this morning they would probably have an update, and there was no update. And so I have been spending the whole day in the hotel again because I just don't want to be like out in public when I get a call, and like God forbid it's not a positive one. I don't want to be processing that in front of, you know, the whole world. I don't want to be out in public. I need to be able to be in privacy. Anyways, like no matter what the news is, I don't want to be out in the middle of New York while I am getting that update. So I have stayed all day again in the hotel, and I ordered some food on DoorDash, and I've just been trying to break a like constant anxiety attack that I've been having all day today. I wish that I could still connect with that feeling that I had in the beginning where I was like, whatever happens, I accept it, I'm fine. At this point, I'm so invested, and I have just been suffering for the past 2 days to be honest. They just called me again and moved up the time of my transfer to 10 a.m. There was no update, so I'm assuming that everything's fine. Just finally kind of starting to breathe. Anyway, this is hard. This is the hardest thing I've ever been through. Except for, you know, losing loved ones. It's obviously worse. Well, actually it's not obviously worse. This is pretty, it's actually pretty neck and neck. I don't know. I'm constantly sitting on the edge of my seat. Bloody hell. Oh. I just, you know what? I just wanted to like go out and do things, and I wanted to like read my books, and I wanted to work, and I wanted to get a bunch of like reels and things done, and you know, and I just was completely paralyzed this whole time, which I'm so sad about. Like I wish I wasn't, but I'm also trying not to judge myself. I've been through a lot. Getting here was so hard, and I want this so much, so I think it's understandable the way I feel, but I still wish that I could just be like zen and everything. But you know, I do know deep down that I will be okay no matter what. I do know that deep down that I will be okay no matter what. I'll just be so bummed if it doesn't work out, but I've gotten through so much already, so I know that I can survive a lot of things, a lot of hard things. I can do hard things, and that's it. That's how I'm feeling. I hope this is helpful to you if you've been through IVF before, or if you're gonna go through it. I hope this is helpful. Keep you guys posted tomorrow. Good morning, guys. It's transfer day. I think that everything's good to go. I don't know. Never got a notification, so I don't know, but we'll see once we get there, I guess. I am feeling I don't know what I'm feeling. I want to feel excited, but I'm afraid to feel excited. But I think once, you know, I'm in the OR and everything, I know everything's okay and good to go, I think I'll feel excited then. I'll bring you guys along.
Date of birth?
Hey guys, I'm back at the hotel. We did it. We did the embryo transfer. I can't believe that I made it here, you guys. And I saw the picture of my little embryo. I can't believe it. Oh my god. Day 5, fresh day 5 transfer, and it went well. And now I'm just resting because I didn't sleep enough last night, and they told me just to take it easy today, so I am just gonna be pretty much resting all day. So that's it. But oh my god, I'm so happy. can't believe this. Hopefully it sticks.
Smaller bags, please place those under the seat in front of you. Once our bags have been placed in more.
Morning everyone. I just wanted to let you guys know that our transfer failed. I just got the news yesterday. And I'm pretty devastated, obviously. My initial reaction is anger. I don't know why I have to suffer like this. This isn't fair. Nothing about this journey is fair. But I'm not gonna stop having hope. And it was just the first transfer. We're gonna see about doing another cycle. Gonna do another follow-up consultation with my doctor and see what he recommends for next cycle. And we'll see. We'll go from there. But for now, I'm just trying to let myself feel my emotions. And tomorrow I'll pick up the pieces and I'll keep going. Hey guys, well this morning I went to do monitoring again for my next IVF cycle. I haven't really had time to process losing my last embryo. I have been devastated, honestly. I felt just hopeless and unsafe and like the world is ending. That's just how I've been feeling, and it's been very hard to pick up and keep going. There have been a lot of tears over the last few days that it's been. A lot of tears and a lot of confusion and a lot of anger also. I've been so angry, but I'm finally sort of starting to feel a little more like myself, I guess. This is all really hard, and this morning I went to go and do monitoring and I finally figured out what's going on with wave imaging and why I was having so many issues last time. It's because they don't even have like equipment that can even really see very clearly your ovaries and your follicles. So I didn't know that, but apparently that's the case, and my fertility clinic has worked with them before, so I'm not sure how this is the case, but I went there and they said that they couldn't do the test at this time. I had a girl who was competent and she's like, I'm sorry, we can't even give you this information, so I can't even perform this ultrasound for you. So she just, yeah, she showed me like one of my last scans and she's like, honestly, they shouldn't have even done this because we're unable to get the information that your doctor requested. But she showed me like you could clearly see like the dominant follicle, but then there were like these little blips of where my other follicles were. And she's like, yeah, you can like see those, but we can't measure them, and like sometimes the follicles can look like they're on top of each other and we can't really see very clearly with our equipment. And that explains why last cycle when I ended up at RFC, they're like, oh, you have more follicles than what they said. So anyway, they had only been measuring my dominant follicle, I think, and they hadn't even been looking at the other ones. So that's interesting. Anyway, I found another place where I can do monitoring. It's gonna be like a 40-minute drive. It is what it is. I'm gonna go there and they are gonna have the equipment, and this all sounds like it wasn't that big of a deal, but honestly, like we've already spent so much money, and trying to find a place that does proper monitoring is like pulling teeth. I mean, you can find them, but it's like $300-400 per ultrasound, and that's just not in budget, you know, especially after having already done this. Just last month, I was having to call my medical group and call my doctor and try to figure out where the F I could go, and my insurance and my medical group were no help at all, because apparently my medical group only contracts wave imaging in this area, so they don't have an imaging center that can even see that clearly, which to me is just like mind-blowing. Like, how is that even possible? What if someone had like ovarian cancer or something? Shouldn't they be able to see like very clear detail about the ovaries? I mean, wouldn't they need to have the ability to see clearly? Why is it okay that the only imaging center for Memorial Care Medical Group does not have good equipment? How is that possible? They're a massive medical group. Anyway, that's my rant over. That's what I'm going through right now. Thank you for listening, and I'll let you guys know. I did my blood work today. We'll see what it says. Hey everyone, it's been a week. I have a lot to update you on. After the failed transfer, I had a really bad mental health crisis. I felt just lower than I felt in a long time. I felt devastated. I lost pretty much all hope for a couple of days at least. It's back. I have hope again. I was awful. I felt terrible, and I just felt like I had no way out, and I'm sort of slowly clawing myself out of the hole that I've been in over the past week. Wanted to start a new cycle and went to do the blood work and found out that my FSH was high again, and my estradiol was super super low. Now, I'd been going through a lot of stress, and I think while I was going through the IVF cycle, I was chronically stressed throughout that whole process because I was so terrified each day that we wouldn't make it to the next step. Then once the transfer happened, I immediately calmed down and I felt better. But then I found out the transfer failed, and that sent me into a really bad tailspin. And I was waking up, like I was sleeping terribly. I was waking up every morning before the sun with stabs of anxiety in my gut, and just like could not sleep because I was so riddled with stress and anxiety. So I think that that shut my ovaries down. Honestly, I think that the stress shut them down. I'm going to go and get blood work again tomorrow, taking a break this month from IVF just because we're unprepared for it. We're gonna have to probably apply for financing for the next cycle. And so I needed a break. I needed to process. I needed to get my stress under control. I found a therapist that specializes in infertility. So I'm gonna start therapy tomorrow, which, you know, I highly recommend you do if you're going through the same thing, because I have just felt like I'm at my wit's end. I've gone as far as I can with the tools that I have from going to therapy in the past, and I just need help. I need help. I don't know how to manage the grief and the devastation that comes when you start to feel hopeless. I don't know how to handle that. I've just sort of been feeling my way through it, and it's been one of the hardest things that I've ever been through in my whole life. So I'm just like trying to work my way through it, but sometimes I feel like I'm drowning and I feel unsafe in my body, and I don't want to feel that way anymore. I'm hoping that therapy is gonna help. So yeah, taking a break from IVF. I talked to my primary care doctor today. Gonna do some blood work tomorrow just to make sure that my estrogen is starting to rise. Hopefully it is. Gonna get like a whole big panel done. So LH, FSH, estradiol, testosterone, total, free, and a few others. I can't remember what else he's testing. I don't think the progesterone is on there. DHEA is gonna be tested too. I talked to Dr. Murphy, and he seems to have nothing but hope for me, which I appreciate so much. And honestly, he's the reason why I'm having hope again. I believe that it will happen for me and for us. I believe that we will have our baby one day. I just feel, whew, this is really hard. Let's see what else. Did a bunch of appointments, so I'm gonna get like a skin cancer screening. I just want to get like everything taken care of. What else did I do? I think that's it besides this. Back at the cardiologist, just like want to check for 100% certain that everything's fine with my heart before I go through another IVF cycle. The last thing I want to do is spend a buttload of money when my heart maybe needs help or something before getting pregnant. Like I want to make sure that everything's okay, even though like I want to make sure it's okay because it's been in the back of my head stressing me out so badly. But at the same time, I'm like, I do not want to do this. This is the last thing I want to do. I hate doctors, and I'm going to doctors so much. It's like, why am I doing this to myself? Anyway, I'm wearing this Holter monitor for 48 hours. I've had it on for not even 24 yet, so I'm going to be able to take it off tomorrow at 3 p.m. And then I have to go next week to get an echocardiogram. And then after that, I will be able to go and see my cardiologist, and we'll talk about my heart health. So I know you're going to be watching this well after the fact that I'm going through it. Please keep me in your thoughts. Trying to also, you know, find ways to make money while I am having to go to all these doctor's appointments all the time. I haven't had like a 9-to-5 job in a while because I've been going through all this health and fertility stuff. So I've just been helping out my husband with his company. Anyway, I'll keep you guys posted with all the stuff.